we're live at 911. What's up, everybody? I am the hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American Sybil. I am your messenger god, first child of God, the Lilith reincarnated. Here on a Friday then, Sunday, what? Are you ready? Let's get ready to rumble. Pump up the jams, pump it up while your feet is stumping and the jams is pumping. Hey dude, I got this download before I came in. Obviously I'm jamming. I was like, dude, I got this visual of people coming into my church. Everybody's all sitting down and then it just starts. It just starts the rumbling. Let's get ready to rumble. Everybody's looking around like, oh fuck, what's happening? I'm definitely gonna run my facility like a fucking nightclub. There's going to be loud music, fucking strobe lights, pictures of fucking dead people. Welcome to my coven. Here comes and for the main event, we'll have this great rollout of music, you know, like they do with like boxers and shit. You know how they do that? They have like that entry song. I will definitely have a DJ until I can find people that play instruments quite well. But we will definitely have a DJ. Go DJ, that's my DJ. Will he be as good as me? I don't think so. But we can hope that God sends us somebody pretty great. Anyways, what's up? In order to keep up with me, you couldn't possibly, because I'm on that Friday night vibe. You would have had to catch what I posted on my community page. Hey, last night's video was cool. We was chilling with the Buddha. Learning about, you know, controlling the mind and don't be such a mindless asshole. Peace and love and, you know, Bob Marley type shit is what we was talking about. Make sure you catch that. If you need to calm down. Oh, and then that card that came out. Bitch, I'll fuck you up. I wrote a song. I just remembered that as soon as I said that. I wrote this awesome song that people know me. Oh my God, Becky. I can't forget. You didn't remember? Nope, not till this moment. What was it? Bitch, I'll rip your head off. They were like, you're that girl. Well, that's what I said in my song. Bitch, I'll rip your head off. Rip your head off. Bitch, I'll rip your head off. Fuck, dude, I need to pay the fucking $49.99 and get that music back on, you know, in this time. Really? Yeah, dude, I don't even remember the lyrics. I burned it all to the ground, bro. It was amazing, though. Jesus, I made a song. I made some really good songs, bro. There was like 13 tracks on that bitch, dude. It was gnarly. Anyways, you can't keep up with me. I'm full of the fucking spirit. Can I get an amen? And that's what it is. How do you know? Do you guys feel God's spirit in the room? Oh, you're feeling devilish, huh? You're full of hatred. You're all slothy and shit. You're in your 7 deadly sins. You're horny and hungry and tired and greedy. That should be right on your fucking label. That should be your guys' bio. Hungry, horny, tired, and greedy. Stop lying to us. Just tell us the truth. Find someone that feels the way you feel. What is up with you? Nothing. The Holy Spirit had me rolling. Keep rolling. I got a new little feather. And my daughter brought me some roses. She's like, I think I pulled them off of a grave. I didn't ask her what that fucking meant. I was like, well, anything dead is welcome at my altar. Oh, and then I scared some people. I felt, that's why I grabbed this book, to be honest. I grabbed this book this morning because I was looking for Anubis. What did I feel? Death. And because of that, I was supposed to be getting another book. Where are we? What's going on? We're going into the Crone stage, which is what? It's the ending cycle. It's the death cycle. It's the death cycle before the rebirth. And how long does it last? Are we talking about the season or what part of your life you're going to need to die? In the essence, it's the Crone. So there's a lot to learn. As soon as I saw that there was snow on the mountain, I knew Cailleach was in town. Baby, it's cool. That's, you could say Santa Claus is coming, but this one isn't that jolly. What is it? It's a form of Kobe in this feminine. I mean, if you think about it, I just have to show you that because you don't know the fucking female source of it. And in essence, I'm not gonna say it's Kobe. It's the spirit that Kobe had, which was the Cailleach. What is those cards? Let me give you a visual. What does that mean? Well, all of the Crones, I'm one of them, obviously. It's the stages. So it's the moon cycles. It's the maiden, the mother, and the crone, right? So we have the beginning of the year when we're, full of, we're young and full of dumb and full of cum and full of life and, adventure and all that. And then the mothering stage is during the summers, we're coming out of the mother stage. We're going into the croning stage, which is like, everything comes to play. Everything's full. You're in that nurturing. And the crone is where the wiseness comes and you let shit die so you can, you know what I mean? It's just like the trees. As they're losing their leaves, so shall we. We'll start shedding our skin. We'll die just so we can be reborn in the spring. And it really will. It'll be a dark stage. That's why they call it the dark stages. This is where I started my dark night of the soul. This is what I've been preparing you. I mean, we go through levels of it all the way through, but these are the dark seasons. And that's why, for those of us that work with the shadow, it's probably our strongest season. You know what I mean? We're not hot summer girls. You're not going to find the witches out there. We're pretty pale. You don't see us out there in a bathing suit. We don't partake in that shit. But this is our time to shine. Yeah, pumpkin spice and all that shit. That's really not nice. Let me get you a picture. Let me put a picture in your head. So for most of them, they already know who the Cailleach is, and that's pretty much the scariest. We're not fully there. I'm going to go through all of them that are part of the croning stage. And it's just the triple goddesses, but some are known. So like Kali is known as, well, not really Baba Yaga, but Kali is the definition of it. So it's a lot of, you could just put names on the energy, bro. That's what I'm trying to teach you, is they rule this time. As well as, Anubis, the bringer of death, and Azrael, the bringer of, they're through the transformation. You must understand, guys, we died many times to be here today with you. I had posted that today. I saw that one of my twin flames dies quite young. Like, you saw him suffering? No, I just saw me saying goodbye. And that was it. And then, that's it. Most of them should all die before I do. They should leave before I do. And that's, they'll be there, waiting for me on the other side. Why? I mean, how long are you destined to live? I'm here till 99. Do you see yourself living longer than me? Just asking. How many years is that? I'll be here for the next 56 years. I keep saying 55. I keep trying to blow it down. But are you going to be here longer than me? Are you going to be here as long as me? You don't know that. And that's all it was. It's like, we all die. We've come to live a life, to do our works, to change some people's lives, to make an effect, and then we go. And then what? That one probably will come right back to life, to be honest, because there's still 35 years of it, and this person in particular didn't fucking ascend at all. None of them have. They'll have to come back and learn their lessons. If they can't do it through this mind, then they'll give them a better mind. Really? Pretty much. I mean, another chance. Don't you want another chance? Don't you want another chance to get it right? That's all it is, bro. This is my last life. I'm very grateful for that. I'm very grateful for that. We've had many lives, bro. I'm sorry that you can't remember them, but you're not doing the work to remember anything. You're trying to forget everything from this life and any other. I can't really help you with that, bro. Sorry. But anyways, yeah, death. So I was looking for Anubis. Now, when I opened the book, I sat here, and it went straight to this page, the honeysuckle fairies. And I had posted, I just bought some brand new. I'm not a greedy impulse buyer like that. I never do shit like that, really. I'm guided, and then my ego will always fight. No, out of scarcity. It'll be like, no, we don't need to buy this. I don't have money for this. We know this is wasteful. We don't, my logical mind will always talk me out of a buy. Why? It just doesn't, you know what I mean? I just don't need to be out buying shit. I'm going to argue with you all the time. If you're one of those people that, like, just spends money just to spend money, I'm going to look at you as completely wasteful. You go against my mind. That's against my ego, bro. Like, I'm totally the opposite. I don't think that shit's cute. I think it's wasteful. It's not that. It's just I could see you do so much more with what you have. When you're so resourceful like me, like absolutely so resourceful, you see money in a different form of how much more it can do, not how little it is. And that's the abundance in it. It's like, dude, I have $50. You guys are like, oh my God, I only have $50. I was like, dude, do you know what I could do with $50? You know how I can make this grow? And that could be just that hustle mentality. I can double this. I'm not doubling it, but God will double. He'll put 10 times what I thought it was worth. And that's just it. I look at money as differently. I don't look at it as things like that. We did a whole story on that yesterday that was all part of humility and, lessons learned. Truthfully, yeah, I used to blow and go. Just like I knew I had money, so I'd just spend money because I knew I was making money every night and I didn't have to worry about shit like that. Really? Yeah, I would make money every night. I was a Lyft driver, so I would make anywhere from $100 to $300 a night when I would go out, and I would just, you know what I mean? And when you make money like that, and I'd push a button at the end of the night, and it's right there in the morning. It's right there when I need it. So when you have access to money like that, you don't really stress money. But again, that was part of my training, is not having access to money anymore and still feeling safe, because that's where it is. It's a safety net. We talked about all of this yesterday. Anyways, the point of it is, I was guided to buy this, brand new soap that I don't need and never used, and yet it was honeysuckle gardenia. And then this came up. Honeysuckle fairies. Scent is the most primitive of senses, connecting to the reptilian brain stem. Basics, bro. That's where the start of, the hierarchy of needs. You have a reptilian mind. You're just trying to fill your basic needs. It's all in the conscious web levels. The conscious web is what I heard. Maslow speaks of it. It's all brain shit, so this is stupid. I talked about it yesterday, too, about all kinds of the senses. Fragrance has a great power to invoke old memories, and that's what my daughter said. So I was riding to school, and she said, I'd like the new soap. It smells like an old lady. I was like, is that good or bad? She's like, no, it just reminds me of something older, like older women. There was something about it reminded her of something. It sparked her old memories when she said, Fragrance has a great power to invoke old memories and buried feelings, and this is well understood by the honeysuckle fairies. When I was a little girl, I used to find honeysuckles, they would grow, and I would pull them and suck on them. Honeysuckles always bring the hummingbirds. There was a honeysuckle, it wasn't a full bush, but it was, I guess, a tree in front of Chris's apartment. He had a great garden there that brought a lot of beauty, and it would bring the hummingbirds. I took pictures of the hummingbirds. I'd sit out there having cigarettes with the hummingbirds. I kept trying to catch a picture because they're so fucking fast, but eventually I did, and they were there all the time. Fucking hummingbirds follow my daughter for sure. This morning I saw the hawk. It was flying above my car. The only reason I saw it is because I heard the fucking crows trying to attack it. They're always trying to attack it. Alright, she can bring the past into the present or enable you to let go of old habits that may have become destructive. Everybody stops there, right? It's like you think I'm just reading some fairy tale shit, but then you realize the fairy tale shit has to do with us. It comes in all forms, bro. You just didn't know. God lives in all things, and He sent blessings in all things. As a witch, and we work with the garden, it's understanding that. So the night before, I was guided to go and pull some lavender and bring some lavender. My daughter was guided to bring me some roses. You know what I mean? And that's because of, what they represent and how they help us. It's not just an offering to the altar. Because as you see, I bought it for me, and I'm rubbing it all over my body, and I don't eat it, but in some cases we do. We notice that we're being guided to the very fucking healing foods and stuff like that. And it's because your body is the temple. You're anointing your body with these things. Before it used to be you went to the temple where God lived. But now God lives within you. So you have to anoint your temple. And that's what I teach you, a lot of these baptisms and a lot of these oils and, fragrances and stuff like that. When you went to the temple, you guys do it now, Christianity is like you go in with your pocketbook ready to give them 10%. When you went to the other temples, it was something similar to that, but you left something there, and that's where we have our altars. You'll go into places, and you'll see a lot of them are nail salons where they'll have their little, their Buddhist temple and stuff, and you'll notice there'll be food, there'll be herbs, there'll be money, there'll be different things that they leave there at the temple, as an offering. So, just want to point that out. It's like, why were we guided? Listen. It enables you to let go of old habits that may have become destructive. She can also heighten your psychic powers. Ask her if you may crush her blooms and hold them in your forehead to open your third eye. Honeysuckle fairies bring secret gifts that can lend you an air of mystery and sensuality, so that others are drawn to you. She also brings luck, especially when honeysuckle grows near your house. However, there are more profound gifts associated with honeysuckle fairies, for she offers initiation into the mysteries of nature. Like all true mysteries, this is an open mystery. They're to be seen by all who have the eyes to see. And I said that yesterday. I went on and on about taking this, you know what I mean, this spiritual retreat and going into nature for a couple of days. She's inviting you. You know what I mean? And as that, remember, you're going into nature, so bring nature an offering. They say don't feed the animals, but at the second, would you rather them know the smell that you're feeding them than them coming to eat you? In essence, they smell us. They know we're out there. They're afraid of all of us because we all have the same smell, human smell. We all have a little bit of a distinctive, just like all dogs smell the same, but their butt smells a little bit different. So with that, when I go out into nature, I bring offerings. For the Fae, they like shiny stuff. And that's how you can recognize them in nature. Glimmers. You'll sit there and you'll see the shining above the snow, in the grass, through the raindrops. You'll see them. They flicker. So they like things that flicker. I bring out food offerings and stuff for the small animals that have the hardest time in the scarcity. And the big animals take care of the small animals, so the small animals will tell the big animals that we're friendlies. It's a thing. And they tell you, you know what I mean, don't have all this food. You know, we live in Colorado, which is bear country, and you're supposed to lock up all your food and stuff. You know they're looking for food. What's the best thing to do? Make an offering at least 35 feet away from your fucking campsite. Keep them there so they don't come to you. Give them something so they don't have to take from you. Realistically, yeah. When I go into nature, I try to take fish, because that's what they eat. They like fish. So I'll go, and it's extremely cheap. I'll go to like King Supers or something and grab a fillet of some kind of fish, and I take that off. I always take out some kind of fruits. I always take out lots of breads. From the birds to the fucking everything. They all eat all of that shit. Really? Yeah, and I try to pour something into the ground. Some kind of liquid into the ground too. As an offering. One for the homies in the hood. Just want to point this out. You're being initiated into going into nature. Let me teach you how to meet nature properly. How to, you know what I mean? How to make your way in there. Because again, I told my daughter about this and they attacked her. It's like, don't go fucking around in there. You're gonna piss them off. What's out there? All kinds of things. Only your intuition will let you see them. You can't see them in your eyes, but you can feel if something's there. You have to let your intuition show you what's out there with you. And it might frighten you. The type of beasts that are over and that run the mountains over there by Red Rocks, beasts. They're beasts. Are amazing. Things that I've never seen in any book. But that's Dinosaur Ridge. There was dinosaurs that walked that mountain. They found their bones there. So it's not crazy for me to see these beasts of time that were there before me. And that's where it is all time still lives there. You can see time play out. People go to Gettysburg to see the war. But they put some actors, but you don't need to be there to see it. Your mind can show you what it looked like. Your imagination, if it has some images, if you've ever seen it. But if you haven't, and you're tuned in, you can see things. You know, I'm looking back when I sat with the Great Red Chief, and I did that, where's my wolf? I think I put it up. No, it's not. When he gave me the wolf spirit. I sat there on a rock. I was guided to go up to we were going to go do a hike, and I was like, I feel like I need to do a sage burn up there. Let me grab my stuff. And I go up, and we find this perfect place, and this super rock, and I was like, this is it. And I sit there, and I turn on my headphones. There's a cool picture of me doing it, looking over into the Mississippi River. And as I sit there and I'm burning it and I'm listening to it, they're showing me everything that's happened in this land. They're showing me, you know, it's like when they do a speed up of time. It's like he shows me the river and all of the time how it projected, how it went from, you know what I mean, nothing more than the Mississippi River and all the stuff that was built on it and everything that and this and this and this. It just shows me everything. And that's what I see out there, all kinds of time and space. You can see it. There's something else out there. And you're not supposed to be afraid of it, but realize that you're part of it. It knows you're there. What is it? All things invisible, bro. That's why I want to be out there. That's just where I like to be. Alright, like all true mysteries, this is an open mystery. They're to be seen by all who have the eyes to see it, and that's why they said your third eye. Honeysuckle wisdom is that the divine resides within the sensuous. Alright? A simple idea, but hard to perceive. Let honeysuckle show you the way and enjoy every minute. What did I grab? Just some Dove. It was a limited edition Dove body wash of honeysuckle. Really? Mm-hmm. You guys can find it in whatever form you want, but it's telling you to work with honeysuckle. And use that as the initiation into, nature. The next one is 317, Bluebell Fairy. Bluebell carpet the woodland in late spring, creating a shimmering azuri haze in which thousands of fairies dance. This is similar to the hue of the human etheric, which is the part of the aura closest to the body and easiest to see. I told you, they glimmer. I'm not going to read all of these. Again, that was from here. Where'd this come from? I don't know. But it's very useful. Let's talk about the Cailleach. Cailleach is one of the hardest levels. What did I go to? Emotional Tide Healing Ritual. You're going through some shit? Let's see. I got the Morgan turned down. Turned down for what? I don't know. Cailleach comes right after. Morgan teaches you how to fight. Cailleach makes you go through the fight. What is Cailleach? Autumn and winter. Scots pine Yule season. Mountains, rocks, hammers, snow, grain, deer, standing stones, the land, and the color blue. Winter, divine hag, balance, cycles, rebirth, survival, endurance, overcoming, protector of wild animals. She has a whole huge fucking story. What is it called? New beginnings in the renewal life, now widely marked as in the USA as Groundhog's Day. The name Cailleach weaved its root Palium, meaning the veil. However, Cailleach is as a word. Excuse me. I have to stop right here. Why? Because it's another synchronicity. When I had to go talk to the director, they told me her name. I was like, "What is her name?" They said Cailleach. And I was like, what? And they're like, but it's spelled Caill. Or no, Callie. And when I was like, oh, you mean like Cailleach. So it's Cailleach. I was like, oh, interesting. And she just happens to be of the Nordic. I feel more Welsh, to be honest. Anyways, it's just funny. Another one. So we had reason to believe that Cailleach was coming. Seeking the Cailleach. Listen. Exhausted from what seems like an eternity of fighting the enemy, both within and without, you find yourself in what seems to be no man's land. Like a shield maiden with a sword still in hand after battle, you survey the aftermath of destruction. There may not be many allies still standing, and deserters, those who have not stood by you, who couldn't cope, are quickly to disappear. As you retreat to lick your wounds, the Cailleach hears your anguish in the darkness and presents herself with only one eye, matted hair, and terrible teeth. She is the hand to instigate the death of all you once knew, so that the war is over. What happens with people when they go to war? What happens to them? Why can't they live on after what they've gone through? What do they say? PTSD, right? Post-traumatic stress disorder. They're fucked up. After they've been through a war, you're fucked up, bro. The things that you've seen, the images, the feelings of the entire experience has you fucked up. And that's where you need to let it go. I see what she's trying to teach me. I'll just close the door. I see what she's trying to teach me. The fear of my twin flame journey, the fear of all of it, it still resonates. That's what I said. It's like my body remembers what I've been through. It still aches from the wars I fought, which were nothing more than mental. They wear the flag of the enemy in my mind's eye. My mind has painted them as the enemy because they were the ones I had, you know what I mean? Through them was the battle won. Never lost, but that's the battle. So like on a Friday, I'm like, oh God, here comes Russ. Here comes one of them. One of them are going to trigger the shit out of me. Really? Yeah, that's what we do. Friday, then Saturday, Sunday. Cailleach's trying to teach us to take off the experience. She's trying to teach me. I don't know what she's going to teach you. You're in different levels. We're all in different levels to this. She teaches so much. How can you learn about the Cailleach? By my Bible. It's not mine, but it's what I use as a Bible to this bullshit. I'll read it in her card as I'm saying this. My stomach is dropping. I'm falling into the dark. And that's what happens. They get you full of light. You heard me? I was so happy and joyful and so silly. You have to keep that light, bro. Because you're going into the dark night of the soul. You couldn't bring up a dark goddess without her bringing up your dark feelings. I knew this was going to happen as soon as I saw it. So I was like, all right, here we go. We've been through so much, and we can't recover from it because we can't let it go. It still hurts. The memories are still there. She's here to bring them up so we can lay them to rest and really let it die. But it's going to kill us. How do you get this out? Talking. Talk therapy is the only way to get what's in your mind out. You have to relive it over and over until it doesn't hurt anymore. But what you don't realize is you're reliving it over and over, no matter what. I see what's going on. Like for me, it's like I can look back at my week and see that the messages we're trying to get across to me. We're trying to send you new love, but you're too scared. You're holding on to too much. You're not letting it in. You're standing, you know what I mean? And that's what it is. It's like, if it was to be any of these guys, I still have a hard heart towards them, which is nothing more than fear, because I haven't let it fully go. That it was meant to happen that way, and it's like, believe. It's not that. I can't have anything with them believing that they are what they did to me, or what we went through. You can't give someone a chance if you're still holding on to the past. You're waiting for that other shoe to fall. You're expecting them to let you down like they did before. Not right now, NF. Sorry that I let you down is what I heard. Once somebody scars us, we're sure that they'll continue to scar us forever. That scar, reminds us that they have a knife. I know it sounds weird. I'm just seeing images. I'm trying to figure out I can't tell you what it is. I can only tell you, what it feels like. And that's where it is. It's like, it's not that I can't give you another chance. That fear, I saw it in the very beginning. Let me tell you this story. And that's where I said it. We're still living in the past. It's still the same feeling. This is an old feeling coming back up. I had a really fucked up experience when I first, every time I meet up with him, it's just fucked up, bro. It doesn't matter how good it feels to see him. When I walk out of that, dude, it is so fucked up. It is so fucked up every fucking time. So I just don't want to do that. I wanted to stop. Please, walking into this, dude. That's my mind. It's like, come on. Every time you get next to him, you get fucked up. And I got to be the one to pick you up. It's kind of what the feeling is. But, in the beginning, I had this, I met with Bobby, and it became so awful. It was so awful, right? It was over by the time I released my album, which was in January. And it was somewhere between January and February. I was having these images of Valentine's Day. And I told everyone that I had this vision. That I opened my door, and he's on the other side. And I dropped to the ground crying, just crying. What do you want? Just leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Because I'm terrified that he's going to bring pain into my life. And that's where I was this week, as those videos started popping up. And they're like, they're coming back. They're coming back. My biggest fear is, please, bro, please stop doing this to me. But I can't run from it. That's what you don't get. I can talk all this shit. I can't run from it. I can push them away, but I can't run from it. He can block me, but I can't block him. You guys can ignore me, but I can't ignore you. Why? Because I really know what this means. So I just sit there scared of when it's about to come. It's not that you're hurting me. It's that I'm so hurt. And the things you guys do just fucking brings it up so bad. I'm seeing, I was on my way to work on my first week, and I hear fucking Wolfman first thing in the morning talking about, we used to fuck all the time. We used to fuck. And all of a sudden, I'm getting all these terrible memories of just being fucked and used. And I'm just trying to go to work. I'm just trying to live my life. Please don't bring this up right now. And I was like so master level to pull it out. To be able to pull out of a memory like that, process it, pull it out, and still get back to work. It was hard because there was someone there and I had to tell her, just give me like 5 minutes, bro. But I could have, in a weaker state, I wouldn't have been able to. I would have had to take the day off. I'm all fucked here. I'm going to sit here crying, bro. I can't get the images out of my head. I can't get these feelings off me. They don't mean to do it, bro. Bobby doesn't mean to fucking blow me up like that every time he just disappears. He's just scared. He doesn't know what to do afterwards. He told me straight up. I was scared. Fine, I forgive you, but every time you're scared, it hurts, bro. And that's to every single one of you. Your guys' fears hurt. I guess mine does too, as I said that. So do yours. Every time you're scared, you hurt us. Fair enough. Mirror on the wall. I'm not really running from them. I'm running from the lesson that each of them bring me. It's just so hard. That's why I say, dude, Russ is a walking trigger. Everything about that guy brings out all my anger, all my frustration, all my pain, all my memories of bad life. Just being around him makes me feel bad. I'm like, Jesus. Why? Because he has a bad life. He just makes it look good, like we all did. I hid mine better than he does. Nobody fucking knew. He at least talks about it in his songs. Nobody knew that I was suffering. And I guess that's where his heart calls. It's like there's an inner part of him that is as dead as I was to this world that can't live because it's just trying to fucking live. They won't let it live, which is nothing more than the ego. The ego has to keep going. His mind has to keep this safe so he doesn't hurt. Because when he faces it, he's going to have too much hurt. It's a personality disorder. We can call it nothing more than his egotism, but it's not. And that's where all of us is. Once we get in there, it does nothing but hurt. But what you don't realize is we were always hurting. We're just finally seeing it for the first time. And we've been carrying it our whole lives. Hidden deep in our hearts. So on a fucking Friday in Venus, it comes up. That's what I said, you know what I mean? Like, this experience traumatized me. And that's what it is like, Bobby will trigger me and then be fucking disgusted by what comes out of me and run away from me when I need him most. So I don't want you to hurt me and then leave me. he trying to? I mean, I don't think any guy that tries to fuck around is trying to hurt anybody's feelings. I don't think he is at all. And I don't think he's not getting hurt by the experience. Especially with me running my mouth the way I do. But that's just it. It's like, why are you afraid of that? But that's what I realized, with the dick pic. It was like, I always knew this was going to be a possibility, that I was going to, you know what I mean? I used to say it all the time in my videos. It's like, I don't want some man to pull his pants down and I just start crying at the very image of his dick. So with all these crazy stories, it goes back to what Cailleach's trying to teach us is we're hurt from our experiences and we've got to let them go. Because that fear is what's keeping us from our new experience. She's going to push it. That's what Kobe does. That's what she's known for. She's the instigator. She's got to push it. And that goes with everything we were reading. The Palladians said that they were going to push it. Everything's being pushed to the surface. It's all got to die. Can it all happen in one day? No. There's a whole fucking season of this where we've just got to let shit die. It won't be fully because we're still on a moon cycle. That's what you don't understand. All the levels of this. So even though we're dying, we're still building up to something great because of this moon. I'm building up to something great. Haven't you seen? So this blood moon, this full moon, this eclipse of our heart, as they always are, is building us up to something great. But the great comes with the destruction. And that's what I said yesterday. I had to let my old life die to be something new. I never thought I was going to be a magical priestess. Never, bro. But it doesn't stop me from being an incredible singer and songwriter. And everything else I wanted to do. It's just, it actually amplifies it. It makes it more pure of what I'm doing. It aligns with it. Do you know? So it's like, 40 years old is when this happened. I can read in my books it's happened to other people. You can look at Joe Bart and see that he's totally awoke. He just needs to, it's like you just need to put the wires together and then bam. Like some of them are literally so close to full awokenness, full enlightenment. They were born like it. They're like, it's not the thing. But like for me, no. It happened with music when I started to speak my truth. When I started to, what happened? Marshall told me to make my music personal, write about my life, my experiences, what was true to me. So I had to dig into how I feel and what I've been through. And that's what started all this, is digging it out. I opened up the closet to the past. I started to do it with my music, but not really. And then Bobby came and he opened up my heart to the past, which, other than him, was nothing but terrible feelings. He was the only good feeling in there. And I tried a lot to figure out why I felt so good about him. And all I could come up with was just, it's a soul tie. I think, I could look back and say I probably fell in love with him the day I met him. He definitely had my attention, always. I could say something like that. And even then, I was coming out of my divorce, my homelessness. I had just gotten my apartment. I had just moved up in the IHG fucking, I went from front desk there to, at Holiday Inn and got into the Crowne Plaza. So I'm moving up the ranks. You know what I mean? I'm trying to, climb the ranks. In no time at all, I was front desk. And then the next position, and that's where I don't know if I made the right decision. There was a sales position. I was literally offered the HR assistant director position, and then there was the night audit. And according to Steve, I needed to do the night audit to be a manager of the fucking front desk. I should have did HR. That would have got me into any job. That means I'm already, human resources. That would have got me into anywhere. The sales would have been amazing too. But it doesn't matter. It's just, that's what I did. I made the wrong choice, or I made a different choice that didn't work out. But that's what started all of this, was digging. I went digging, and I found some unbelievable shit. I found my life, all parts of it that I'd hidden, and it's still hidden in there. I tried. I did it. I didn't try, I did it. I forgot. I just wanted to forget the things that had happened in my life and never feel them again. And I said that all my life to my brain, and my brain honored that, and it found ways to make me forget and never feel that way again. So like right here, I've completely forgot about my song. You haven't thought about it? No, I don't have a copy of it on any of my shit. I have no copies of my music, nothing. I forgot about everything until it comes back in. And as I show you, I don't just sit in the brain, it just pops up. It's triggered by something. Do you have a memory problem? I mean, we could kind of say that, but in the essence, I create new memories. So now I can remember stuff. I couldn't remember stuff before. Now I have real memories now. But they're all based on this, most of them are based on this journey. This journey brought new memories, but it also brought up the old memories. So in 3 years, I've lived my past life and a new life at the same time. I've relived my first 39 years and what I can get out of it, while creating 3 more new years that I've never ever experienced in my life. I've done things that I've never done in my life, while just visiting past haunts. It all aligns, you know what I mean? And that's it. It's like, how did you get here? Just that, to be honest. I was just trying to figure myself out. And that's where it all just came out, and I couldn't figure it all out. Do you have me figured out? I have the brain figured out. I have the emotions figured out. I have a lot figured out, but I mean, I'm always learning more about myself, which is who I truly am and the life I lived. That's it. I look back at the life I lived, and I find out who I was then, but who I truly am now. There's so much of what I am today that I don't even know what made it until I read that. And that's where it is your life made you who you are today. So you get to find out who you were, but who you truly are, and what makes you tick. You know? It's like all that gangster shit, let me tell you. There's like 15 years of fucking gangster-ass stories that I never told nobody. And you started to hear them here. You know what I mean? I would tiptoe. Yeah, and I wouldn't tell nobody the truth because it was very incriminating. I was in a criminal-type life. You know, and that's it. He's like, you're never going to tell nobody? No, I don't want nobody to know what I did in college. College was one of the easiest ones. What'd you learn there? Dante's Inferno? Some other shit, how to run a business and shit. But that's what this is. So Cailleach is trying to teach us to revisit it and really let it go. In the essence, how do you let it go? Understand it. For me, you know, I understand that it had to go that way. You still have questions of why it went that way. Why did this happen? How did this happen? Could I have done something better? What would have happened if I did something better? That's that nostalgia card. You live in the possibilities of the past instead of just accepting that it was meant to be this way. And it goes back to, you know, when Bobby ghosted me after seeing him, it's like it had to happen because we were just going to build on a faulty foundation. I needed to feel brave enough to throw myself at him and admit that I wanted that. But if it would have happened, it would have built more karma for both of us. As mad as I am that you ghosted me when I finally was ready to give myself to you, I understand why this couldn't happen. Because what? We could have ended up with a baby. He knows it, and I know it. And that's really what you guys really need to understand when you're sleeping with somebody. That's what the ultimate goal is. Don't sleep with people that you can't have a future with, that won't be there with you for a future. And that's why I was like, I just want a Joseph. Someone that I know will be there in the future. That's why I never wanted to have kids, and I told him that too in the beginning. I kept birth control in just to keep the periods away, and you know now why. But I didn't ever want to have kids with someone because I had no reason to believe that they would ever stick it out with me. I actually had this belief that no matter what, I'll end up raising these kids by myself. when I was talking to Bobby, we said something like that. He said something to the effect, and I was like, something to the effect that he's like, and then I'll just be paying you child support. I was like, does that mean you wouldn't be, that just means you wouldn't be active with my child? And that's a really hard conversation. If I got you pregnant, I'll just be paying you child support. That's not what you want to hear when you love someone. That was very triggering. He said a lot of really fucked up shit, and that's why I said, you're not funny. The shit that's coming out of your mouth is not funny. Want to know what else he said that triggered the shit out of me? He said, why don't you, or I was talking to Morgan while I was talking to him. He's like, go ahead and bring your friend along. That's when I realized this was getting worse. What? Is this supposed to be funny? Or are you serious? You just want me to bring any piece of tits and ass for you to poke at your fucking hotel? There was a lot that happened in that conversation, bro. And that's where it is. Let them talk and watch them hang themselves. I was like, this isn't funny. And that's where you look back, it's like, why didn't it work out? You can look back and understand. If you look hard enough, you can understand why this was never going to work out. But why it worked the way it did. It doesn't matter that we didn't sleep together. What mattered was that I faced my fears, where I was brave enough to be whoever I was with him before. Whatever happened to me, I wouldn't do that with him or anyone else. I'd shut down my body and myself to anybody. I will not get close to anyone. That's what you don't understand. He served a great purpose in the sense of my healing, where I could finally feel free to be me again. And as I say that, I see Marshall. All of them. They are a place where I can be free again. They help me free myself. But at the same time, it's the battle of what I have to face to free myself. Let's read this out of this card, and I'm going to get out of here. Why? I don't know. Spark of intuition. Actually, no, I got some shit to do. I didn't go to the doctor's appointment yesterday. Why? Because it's a TB test, and you got to come back and get it read in 3 days. And they're not open on the weekends. So if I do it today, I go back on Monday. Check. And the weather's absolutely better for this type of running around. And I turn to Lilith. That's cool. Sorry. Let's go to Cailleach. Chanji, Sarah Dwin, I just showed you. Cailleach. Born to survive, fight for life. Sufferance of tears and strife. Endurance strong fuels the drive. 'Tis all that's needed to survive. You certainly are a survivor. You've been knocked down, but you've gotten back up so many times that you've lost count. The proverbial school of hard knocks awards you a gold star for your absolute tolerance and tenacity. Fighting to keep your head above water for so long has been a hard battle, but you are worn down by the struggle. The fearsome Cailleach has stormed into your life to bring about a transitional relief. And that's it. She's part of the transition. Same as Anubis, same as Azrael. We're going through some serious transitions. You would say they're here to make it better, but they're just here to guide us through it. This divine hag demands respect and advises a little caution on your part. But in return, so that's just it. That's Kobe. Kobe demands respect and advises a little caution on your part. But in return, he will advise you how to navigate troubled times and difficult situations. Life has gifted you more than your share of tough experiences. So now is the time to take your survival skills to the next level. I heard another level. What am I hearing? Gonna get Buck in here. Okay. And share all that you've come to learn with others who will be inspired by your continued endurance and fortitude. On page 23. That's what it's about. Master it and teach it to someone else so that they can have a better life. Alright, Goddess Foresight. You will work hard and inspire many. The worst is behind you. Experiences make you stronger. Take stock and seek the lesson within. Weight training will build your strength, both physically and mentally. All as well. Super funny, my daughter in her weight training class. I'm not doing that. I'll go for a walk. You want to go for a walk? I'm not training on weights. Cailleach revealed. Survivor of Cailleach origin. Cailleach was one of the first reverend goddesses, the Veiled One. Resided high on the cliff tops and is associated with wet and windy weather. It's coming down, right? I know it's not just here. It's coming down. Cold weather. She endured all things, outliving those around her. And we talked about that. I outlive all of you. Not because I want to. I have to say goodbye to you. She epitomized. I mean, I've said goodbye to you in many lives. She what is this? Epitomized. I don't know. The circle of life through the seasons. For without her forced dormancy, there could have never been energy left for spring and summer to follow. Hey, have you guys been to fucking... I have. I told you all week. I've been lazy. Tired. Chillin'. Oh, my chillin' is what I heard. I know what she's trying to tell me. I don't know what she's trying to tell you. And that's what it is. What do? Sit. You can ask from her or God. What are you trying to show me, God? What needs to die in my life? That's what I'm here to teach you guys. What do you need to let go of this week? Every week we got to let go of something. So what are we letting go of? Fear, I suppose. Fear of the past, if I could look at it. Don't be afraid it'll happen again, is what I'm being told. Don't be afraid it'll happen again. I don't really know what that means, but we're just not... If you are, then you're manifesting it to happen again. So they're just trying to change our mind no matter what you look at. I'm never going to talk to him if I'm afraid of it happening again. If you want to look at it that simple, I'll never talk to Bobby again if I'm always afraid that this is how it ends. Am I wrong? Not until he breaks the pattern. I can't change what he'll do. I just stay away from it if it's just going to keep happening. I don't want to be part of this pattern. I've learned it. Once you learn the pattern, you learn how to get out of it. You learn what role you play in it. Playing this merry-go-round with you makes me stronger, but it always ends the same way. Right back where we started. And that's where you look at it. It's like, you know, I'm seeing the men in their albums. You're right back where you started after you've released your album and came back from your tour. What have you gained from this experience? Are you going to keep making more? Do you need to keep going out there and getting the same thing, or are you trying to get something different? It always ends the same way because it always, you know what I mean? It's always built on the same bullshit. Lies. It sucks. You know, and that's where I scream at God, why'd you even let me walk in there to get all hurt? I didn't hurt you. I healed you. You'll have to learn that. While you're sitting there wiping the tears off your face, God is telling you, I didn't hurt you. I'm healing you. Life hurt you. I'm trying to heal you. That's what this work really is about. It's a healing journey, but it hurts. You don't feel like you're getting better. You feel like everything hurts more. Everything's worse than it was. You just want it to stop and go back to like before you started hurting. I tell you that all the time. I wish I never met him. That's not true. I just wish it would stop hurting. I turned to Kobe and all of them, you know, like almost a year ago now. Half a year ago, I don't know. I'm in a good place, and I'm like, so when does it stop, guys? When will it be over? And they got to sit down with me. They're like, fuck, we got to tell her the truth. You can never stop being better. It's just not always going to hurt. We can learn so much of our life is what he's trying to explain is every time we look back, you know what I mean, he's showing me, it's like every time I look back at one of my old games, I can see how I can be better or how that made me what I am today and where I was in that mind space. He said, he's showing me, my eyes are closed, he's showing me, it's like, it's not today's game. All my answers are in those videos. Everything I need to know about winning today's game is how I lost and won the other games before today. That's what he's showing me. He's showing me this room filled with all these videos of him playing. And he's just shoving them in. Look what I did. Look. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. He wasn't looking at you. Everybody spends all this time. That's what he's showing me. My eyes are closed. He won't even let me see nothing but this. Everybody's looking at everybody else's videos, right? You're looking at them. Like, for example, you know, teams. I'm seeing Lewis. It's like they're looking at the other teams. You watch the other teams so that you can know their strategy, so you can beat their strategy. He said, no. He's showing me. He's like, don't look at them. Just watch your own videos. And that's what he teaches me. We just gotta, we've already been through it. We just need to learn what we didn't learn about it the first time we did it. Thanks, Kobe. I was really upset about that because I thought one day this would just stop, where I wouldn't, you know, no more visiting the past, no more doing this. Everything is just going to be holly jolly. No, the marathon continues. You're done when we're done, is what they said. You're done when we're done. We don't have to, and that's where it is everything we need to know about going forward is based on what kept us going forward already. The reason that you haven't got good at it is not because you need more training. You just need more understanding. And in some of you, you need more training when you're trying to go into something you've never done. You've never trained for this. So you can't expect yourself to be perfect just because you have a love for it. You know what I mean? And that's my daughter. Sometimes she beats herself up. She tries something new, like some new art challenge, and she'll see everybody else's, and she'll be like, damn, I sucked. I was like, look at yours compared. Look at how good you did just your first try. Try again and see how much better you are than them. The more you try this, the better you're going to be at it. This was your first try, and you did amazing. Now keep trying, and let's see how far you are in a couple more times. And that's what Kobe teaches you. You might be great to start with, but you can only get better the more that you do this. Repetition, repetition, repetition is what he's showing me. And that's what our life is. We keep doing it because we're not getting any better at it, or we don't understand our misfooting in what we're doing, or just the pattern that we're playing. It's like, and that's where it comes down to your opponents. If I go left, they're always going to go right. So how about I go right, and then we'll see what happens. And that's what he's trying to show you, is it's not them. They're calculating your moves. So you need to calculate your moves. That's what he's showing me. And I don't even watch basketball. He took me to my first game on my birthday. That was the first time Bobby blocked me. Because I tried to take him out to the game. And then he turned to me, he's like, I couldn't have just been out at a fucking basketball game with you. There's hundreds of thousands. I mean, I guess given our seating, you might have been seen. But in the essence, like, what are you talking about? And the only reason I invited you to my birthday is because you invited me to yours. And then stood me up. It sounded like a good idea until you thought about what people would think. And then it was a bad idea. Could have had a great time. We had a great time. Then we went and recorded music, which probably wouldn't have happened if you were there. I wouldn't have been writing songs and crying with Priest about, you know, writing songs to you if you would have been at the game with me. Don't think that would have happened, but something good came. That fucking album, I'm gonna have to dig it up. There was some great shit in there, which was what? My feelings. My thoughts and feelings at a time before all of this started. Where was I mentally? It's all in there. It was amazing, too. It had great beats. I paid a lot of money for that shit. I have like a 10-year lease on all of those beats, so I can still play this forever. Until I renew all of those leases. But I bought 10-year leases on all those beats. So I'm good there. I think there was one sample in there that I didn't fully clear, which I could do before I end up like Russ. Otherwise not. It was all good. And that's where it is. We gotta take it off. Stop living in it. Stop. Actually, just see the good in it, bro. That's what he's trying to say. Is like, he wants you to relive this fucking game you lost. He wants to keep playing. That's what it is. They're gonna keep playing this fucking game that you lost over in your head until you're not. You know what I mean? Until you see that it wasn't a loss. That it was a learning experience. Something that Lewis needs to learn himself. It wasn't a loss. We learned so much. We learn what we do under certain pressure. You can look at all the things and see why you played differently that day. You can see that it wasn't you. It was a mixture of everything, a perfect creation of chaos. So then it teaches you that when this mixture comes, how to stand taller in this mixture. You can't control the weather, right? So like when they stuck me up on that mountain, I learned everything you're not supposed to do. And that's the first way of learning what you are supposed to do, is a process of elimination, right? So I had never got stuck in the snow before in my life. Never? No. Never did that in my life. So I tried what everybody tried. All the different things that everybody's ever tried before. Does that make me a loser or just a learner? Everybody tries, you know what I mean, the same ways. Some of them try something different and they might learn a little bit quicker, but that's all we're trying to do is figure it out. Did I figure it out? I mean, no. I called for help, and they said that happens all the time, and there was somebody else they had to go pick up after me. So I wasn't the only one that made this mistake, and it wasn't a mistake. It was an experience. This has happened to people. Anybody that's ever drove through snow has ended up like this, except for you. This is your time to shine. Let's see how you handle this experience. How'd I handle it? I used all my brews, dude, till my fingers were fucking frozen and my feet were frozen and I was crying. And then the wind started to howl and I got really scared that I'd be stuck there forever. I was terrified. It was my first time. How did you feel when you got stuck in the snow? Did you cry? Did you scream? Did you sweat? I did all of that, bro. It all just came out of my chakras. All my fears, everything, all my strength. I was trying to lift that fucking car out of the fucking snow, bro. I used every bit. I kept hearing fucking Lewis, we could do this, we could do this. I used every bit of my strength. I was never going to get that car out. But I had the determination, like everybody else, that we can do this. We'll be all right. We can do this. Only to find out sometimes you just can't do it all by yourself. I didn't know. When you get stuck, you try to get yourself out. You'll do anything to get yourself out. Sometimes you really just need help out. I didn't know. It was my first time. Just like last week, 2 weeks ago. I have never cut my bangs this short. I had no idea what I was going to do. I wanted to cry. I was going to scream. I was mad. Oh my God, this is so terrible. Many girls have gone through that. I just never had. That just never happened to me before. Was it at the hands of someone else or my own? Mine. So who was I going to scream at? You ruined my hair? I ruined my hair. My daughter's like, oh, it's cute. It's not cute. And that's just it. It's like, oh, I've had that happen before. Oh, well, good for you. In the essence, it's like you think it's all your you're the first one to have to face this challenge, face this team, face this devil. Nah. You're not the first person to get a divorce. You're not the first person to cheat on your lover. You're not the first person to yell at your kid and feel bad about it. You're not the first person to fucking, cheat some money or, you know what I mean, do something a little scandalous. It's just, you know what I mean? Did you learn your lesson, or you're going to keep doing shit like this? You're going to keep doing it till you get caught? Yeah, that's some shit. That's some kid shit. That's where we're at. It's plain for me, which is basically I just need to come to a place of not being afraid of them. That's all they're trying to tell me. What are they trying to tell you? I don't know. God's got a message for you. I'll catch you guys later with probably more confirmation to the bullshit. Don't forget some honeysuckle. 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 Love yous. Laters.